Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here. So, open world racing games is a genre that I absolutely love, and the current lineup and health for open world races is pretty good. We of course have Forza Horizon 5, which has been adding many new cars on a weekly basis, the Crew Motorfest entering its second year, which includes a full map expansion completely for free, Need for Speed Unbound's Lockdown update that features a hit of nostalgia and even introduces some cars that I never would have imagined would ever be featured in the franchise, and despite how terrible the launch was for Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown and how much more work needs to be done with this title, Season 2 just dropped with the return of Ibiza. So there's really something for everyone to enjoy right now, but what about the future? Surely these 4 titles won't just be the ones dominating the entire genre, right? Well, in today's video, here are 5 new open world racing games releasing in 2025. Starting off with number 1, JDM Japanese Driftmaster. Developed by a Polish game studio called Gaming Factory, this will be the first attempt at making an open world racing title. The project is rather ambitious as they try to fill in the gap for gamers who love this genre by setting their game in a place that every developer seems to be avoiding right now, and that is of course Japan. More specifically in a fictional prefecture called Guntama, which takes inspiration from Japan's real-life region known as Honshu. The map will feature over 250 kilometers of roads ranging from mountain passes, small rural towns, and even a full city that aims to recreate some of Tokyo's modern districts, all with a complete day and night cycle and a dynamic weather system. The narrative for this title is that you are a foreigner trying to gain the respect in the Japanese drift scene, which includes 40 story-driven missions along with side quests to conquer top drifters in each area. All this will be presented in a manga format, which I think is quite a cool touch, and the cool part here is that the game doesn't just solely focus on drifting. There's also circuit racing, head-to-head battles, time trials, and even drag races. Yes, drag racing is in the game. So far, they have managed to acquire the licenses of 3 huge Japanese manufacturers, Mazda, Nissan, and Subaru, with all the vehicles completely scanned, modeled, and sound recorded all in-house. And look, they even got the bug-eyed Subaru Impreza WRX STI. How cool is that? Each car will also include full customization options ranging from full body kits, painting, performance upgrades, as well as tuning too. The game is said to be a simcade that can be played on all peripherals, whether it's on controller, wheel, and even keyboard, but from my experience, at least with the controller, the game certainly leans a little more towards the arcade side, which isn't too much of an issue. And how do I know this? Because there is a full prologue demo in which you can all download right now over on Steam and the Epic Games Store to give us just a small taste of what's to come. Right now, the game is slated to release in spring of 2025, specifically on PC, with plans to release it on console sometime in the future. Number 2, Assetto Corsa Evo. So for those who may be unfamiliar, Assetto Corsa is pretty much a full sim racing video game developed by Kunos, and currently there are 2 titles from this series that you can purchase and play right now, the original Assetto Corsa and Assetto Corsa Competizione. Both titles essentially focuses on closed circuit racing only, with Assetto Corsa Competition focusing solely on real world race cars, while the original Assetto Corsa features a wider variety of vehicles. Now what makes the original title so popular even till this day is the ability to include user-generated mods, particularly on PC, whether it's new cars, new tracks, or even free roam maps, which can completely transform how one plays the original Assetto Corsa. And the developers over at Kunos recognizes this, and recently it was announced that not only will Assetto Corsa Evo feature a much more improved and realistic sim racing experience, but it was announced on Misha's YouTube channel that the game will feature a free roaming open world element that in my opinion could very well bridge the gap between sim racing and open world racing games. So far we know that the map is set to take place in the Eifel region of Germany surrounding the Nürburgring at a 1:1 scale. It'll feature very high levels of detail thanks to Kunos in-house LiDAR scanning technology, and the map is going to be massive at 1600 square kilometers. Just for reference, Forza Horizon 2005's map is just over 100 square kilometers. Local traffic will also be present, a full weather system, day and night cycle, and even real life businesses to mimic what's actually around the green hell, like car rentals as well as performance shops to test drive different cars or modify your own. In-game credits can be earned by completing challenges in free roam, and honestly, I can't wait for more information to be revealed. Just imagine going on a huge road trip with your friends to the Nordschleife and entering the track with other players. I think that's going to be awesome. Couple that with how meticulous Kunos are with their car models, sounds, and physics. This could truly be game changing. Assetto Corsa Evo will release in January of 2025 on Steam as an early access. The only bad news is that the 1600 square kilometer map will not be introduced right away. Instead, it'll be progressively expanded through updates. Number 3, Night Runners. Now, this has been a game I've been following for many years now. It started off with a small clip back in 2019 where we saw a 180SX driving through Mount Haruna, and what immediately caught my attention was the art style. It looked amazing, especially for a one-person project. Now, fast forward to now, this community-funded project has evolved into a proper open-world racer set in the undergrounds of Japanese street racing, all competing for the control of their region. The game mainly focuses on one gun or expressway racing, battling others to earn money to pay off your friend's debt. The vibe presented is much more serious now than what we saw 5 years ago. It captures scenes mimicking those of a VHS, as the game is set around the turn of the new millennium, and although none of the cars are officially licensed, just like CarX Street, all the cars featured can be easily recognized. Car customization is also a huge part of this game, with interior customization also being present too, but what I absolutely love most about Night Runners is the sense of speed. There are far too many games that fail in making the player feel like they're driving fast, but this game just excels here. Right now, you can download the prologue on Steam, and with their Kickstarter being rather successful, it looks as if further additional features will be included at launch, such as a toge track, buyable garages, pink slip races, walkable car dealerships, a drifting location, and a usable fuel station. I'm not entirely sure if we will see a full release in 2025, but I'm certain we'll see more of this game as the developers has been constantly posting updates on their Patreon. Number 4, Tokyo Xtreme Racer Reboot. Now, if we want to talk about one gun or expressway racing, Tokyo Xtreme Racer, developed by Genki, are the OGs of this genre. I remember back when I was a kid, I played so much of this on the PS2, just free roaming around and challenging other drivers to a highway race. It was a fun game. In fact, we kind of have this series to thank for the Shitoko Revival Project mod on the original Assetto Corsa, as it essentially uses assets from import tuners for the Xbox 360 or One Gun Midnight for the PS3. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning Tokyo Xtreme Racer is because back in August of 2024, out of nowhere, it was announced that this series is making a comeback. So far, 6 cars have been announced: the Toyota AE86, the Mark IV Supra, the GR86, then we have the Subaru Impreza WRX STI Spec C, the Nissan R34 Skyline GTR, and the Mazda RX-7. We even got our first tease at the first rival you take on, which is this fully modded AE86. Unfortunately, there hasn't been any proper gameplay directly captured to see how the gameplay actually looks, but they did recently attend a Fuel Fest where a playable demo was available for visitors to play, and there were some screenshots being taken, so you can kind of see how the game looks from these images. But other than that, not much information is known about this for now. What we do know is that car customization is going to be a huge part of this game based on the trailer, and the game will release on Steam in 2025 with a console release at a later date. And lastly, number 5, Forza Horizon 6. Yes, I know there has been no official announcement for Forza Horizon 6 at all. However, with the game entering its 4th year of live service, I don't know what more Playground Games can do with this title to keep the game feeling new and refreshing. They can introduce all the new cars they want, whether they are free through the festival playlist or even in a car pack, but at the end of the day, it's no longer the cars that keep us truly engaged, but rather the entirety of the game itself. I think it's time to see something truly new with the Forza Horizon series, whether it's a new location, a new user interface, improved physics, and even what new features they may introduce for the next Horizon game. Now, I know it's been debated many times whether or not we will see Horizon 6 in 2025. A lot of people are saying no, as Fable, which is also developed by Playground Games, is slated for a 2025 release, and of course GTA 6 is also supposedly launching in 2025 as well. But remember, Playground Games has two separate internal teams, one working on Fable while the other on Forza Horizon, and not only that, with Forza Horizon 5's most recent update not introducing a new evolving world for this holiday, but rather using recycled ones from the older updates, as well as the team no longer doing any more Let's Go live streams for the foreseeable future, this could be a sign that they are indeed gearing up for a massive Horizon 6 reveal for 2025. On top of that, with the following update in January announcing that players will get the option to choose a specific splash screen that they have made in the past, this could also be a subtle sign that the game is nearing its end, as this is something developers would often do once majority of the live service content has been brought in. Now, rumors suggest that the next Forza Horizon title will release only on the current gen console only, as it will be built on the new Forza Tech engine. But the bigger question is, where will the game be set? The two biggest locations that the Horizon community wants to see is of course Germany and Japan, but as you can see with the 4 titles I mentioned in today's video, all of them are set in the places that we want to actually see. So I don't know if it's set in either Germany or Japan. I would love to see how Playground Games goes about it, but if it's set in another surprise location, kind of like Mexico, I just hope that the map is actually interesting with many different places to discover and different types of roads to drive, not an open field for a game mode that shouldn't have been prioritized for a racing game. But what do you think? So those are 5 open world racing games that are most likely going to release in 2025. Which game are you most excited to play? Share us your thoughts, and which ones have I missed out on? Be sure to share them down in the comment section below. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button, as it really does help me out, and be sure to subscribe with notifications turned on so that you don't miss out on another video that goes live, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.